Hey y'all. Thank goodness for cuddle duds. I just fell down trying to get in this kid's swing at Zimmerman Park. Or at the city park in Zimmerman. It's a nice day. It's starting to get sunny, blue skies and cloudy, and a bit windy here in Minnesota. But today's a tough day. Dupas, aka Randy, is very stressed out, emotional, and upset. Him and his sister Lori and Chucky and me are at home at Lori's house taking care of Grandma, taking care of Mom. She's a wonderful lady, a really wonderful lady with a heart of gold and a stubborn streak beyond words. But she was going to pass in the next day or so, if not today, tomorrow. Hannah's coming home after school, but I just gotta get this out. Denny and Deb, we don't know. We think they're still in town. We're not sure. They haven't called to check on Mom. They haven't texted. I texted him yesterday, wished him happy Valentine's Day, and said that Ran and I would be more than happy to go to Cabela's, go do something, get Dupe out of the house, so Deb and Den and Tay could come see Mom. But they refused, and that hurt Lori's feelings, still is hurting Lori's feelings. Hurts Dupas and Mom's. Mom, I'm sure Mom's upset too, but just to FYI, since I've been in the room and Dupa's been in the room, Mom hasn't asked for Deb or Tay or Denny at all that I know of. However, there is a camera, I found this really cool, police dash cam, and we have it plugged on the TV, and it's been recording everything she says and taking pictures of her, like a little video, so we can share with all of the family. I will make discs and send them to Deb and Den and all the kids, so they all know. It sure would have been nice if any of them called their grandma. I'm sure that's one of the things Pat's waiting for. But she's been saying she's going to pass all day. She was dying. She knows it. She needs a bag packed. She wants her headphones and her book. She wants a picture of Hannah and Jeffrey. And she wants a potato salad and fried chicken and a picnic lunch pack so she can go. So the last couple days she's been saying that Jeffrey's going to come get her and take her fishing, so let's hope that's the case. Anyway, I'll tell you my side of the story. I met Dupa in 1995. My first date with him was meeting him at a bar the day that Denny and him were cutting down Christmas trees. He showed up in his Carhartts, bunny boots, and drunkard and a skunk, and Kelly and I were dressed to the nines, dancing and have a good time on a Friday night. Dupe and I started seeing each other. The next big date was Deb and Dan's Christmas party in 1995. And that's when I met a lot of you guys. So from that point, Deb and Dan and Dupe and I and the kids, we did things like go camping, go fishing, played cards every week, either our house or theirs, had food together, had a lot of fun. I was told in an email message from Diane Boughton that I was always trying to keep up with Deb and the Joneses, that I wanted to be exactly like her. So much not true. I'm not a Deb Achman. I'm a Margie Achman. And I am who I am and how I am. Of course, I love to be dressed up. I always have, always will. Ask my family. Mom, Dad, even Matt. Matt knows Mom always liked to look good, or at least try. But you know what? I really don't care if I go to sweatpants, go to town in my sweatpants without all my makeup on like I am right now. Because I feel beautiful on the inside, which is what counts the most. I love my country. I love my family. I will do anything to protect them. And most of all, I have faith and I love God, and He is watching over me, and only He knows the truth. He is the judge, He is the jury, not Kerm Hammonds, not Logan Friend, not the kind of people that have been trying to judge us over the last 3 years. And definitely not Deb Achman or Tay Achman or Tay Smith. Anyhow, we had a lot of many good years together. When Sarah graduated from high school, she decided after high school she was going to live with us, which was fine. You know, she had to get a job, and which I think at that point, her and Amanda had been working for me at Pike's Lodge. I know Amanda was 9 when she started, so Sarah was probably, 11, 12, 13, something like that. And she worked there with us for years. My kids used to go out to Rissy's and help me pick flowers. And when Helen hooked me up with the job at the greenhouse, or helping landscape it at Pikes, the girls worked for me. So did a lot of other kids, and those kids, I hear about them all the time, and they're doing good, and they're getting married, and they're having babies, and I'm so proud of all you girls, Marissa Potter, and all you gals. You're doing a great life, and I hope that, you know, I may have been mean, I may have been grouchy boss, but I think I at least taught you some work ethics and how to be honest and how to be good customer service people and good with people. You guys always had a smile on your face. I listened to your ideas. I let you have fun, I think. Except when you didn't maybe clean up the ice cream parlor or you were taking too long. Anyway, I was just a manager trying to save Jay a penny or two. Anyhow, during this time I had my bestest friends, Helen McLean, Donna Lanny, Lori, and Suzanne, who I loved to spend our Sundays, or any time we could, get on our skis and do our thing. Blueberry liqueur and all kinds of fun stuff. Our great trips to Angel Lodge and out to the hot springs. And I miss that, and I really miss you, Helen. We all know what happened to Chucky, so I'm not going to go there. You know, Amanda was a great kid, still is a great kid. She just needs to figure out her life, and it hasn't been easier for her since she got out of the Navy, and I'll go there in a minute. And Matt, you know, we're not perfect, trust me. I know you have been through more with me than anybody in the world. I love you. You're my rock. And I know you've screwed up as much as I've screwed up, but it's all water under the bridge. Let it go, dude. Your behavior lately is scaring the crap out of me and Dupas. I'm scared that I'm going to get a phone call like I did a year and a half ago about your accident I'm going to get a call from the Arizona police saying you're dead. When they called that day of your accident, and I saw the pictures, you just don't know how that'll break a mama's heart. Anyway, dude, please just be yourself. Let go of Sarah not talking to Dupa. That ain't ever going to happen. And if it doesn't happen, with Amanda, let it go. It's their deal, not yours. I don't know how much else I could apologize to you for things I've done or things I haven't done. Like I didn't go see the house with you. I knew you wanted me to go, but I was busy, and I apologize. And I got there as soon as I could. I didn't even know you were buying a house until after you bought it. You know, you could have said, hey, Mom, I've been looking for a house. And I'd have known. Anyway, back to the Achmans. So for 25 years, I've known Deb and Den. And this whole nightmare started when Sarah turned 18. She came home one day. Actually, no. She showed up at work at Pike's in very cut off Daisy Duke shorts. Loads of makeup on, which we've never seen her do before. That much makeup. And a little tank top, Matt had called us the week before and said that he found her out at either Birch or Harding Lake. I don't know. Drunker than a skunk. Some army guys were all on top of her or by her or, what they wanted. And she fought him and said, no, I'm not going home. And he picked her up and threw her in the truck. And I think he brought her to maybe Jesse's house, or I don't remember if I don't think I know he didn't bring her home, but he made sure she was safe. And a few days later, she shows up to work like that. And I told her to go get her flippin' work clothes on and go to work. And that night, our friends, Mike and Diana Feller, were coming to dinner over at our house in our trailer that we lived in for our entire trip, or our entire lives together until we moved to Missouri. And Sarah showed up like she was at work, that morning. Very, very short shorts, really skimpy top that showed everything, no bra, all her makeup on, and she looked like she had been drinking or on drugs for days, because we hadn't seen her in days. And she rudely said hi to Mike and Diana, and went in her room, came back out. Dad wouldn't put up with it anymore, told her to go in the house, wash her face, take a shower, and come back out. And she did, and I think she went to Jesse's that night. And then she came back, and she said, well, I hate Margie, always have hate Margie. You needed to live with my mom and be with my mother. She's never been part of our family. Mind you, she was 7 when Dupe and I got together. Her mother never called until she was about 13 or 14. Never sent regular birthday, whatever packages. And when she did start, and she bought Sarah a plane ticket to go see her in Florida when she was 14. She took her to Disneyland and all kinds of cool stuff. She never called or never sent or never even mailed her daughter Amanda a package. Not a card, not a phone call. All those presents and cards Sarah would get from her mom, Amanda never did. Deb Achman told me once a long time ago that Lonnie said that Sarah was not even Dupas anyway, but Deb was never to tell Dupa. Well, Dupa's known that since, a couple weeks after Sarah was born, but it didn't matter. Lonnie walked out on him and the girls when they were kids, when they were little kids. Amanda was 4, and Sarah was, 7, and moved to Alaska. And I met them. He bought the house, the trailer we lived in July. And he moved in July, and I ended up moving in February of the following year. So that's how long he had been in Alaska, and I've had the girls ever since. Until Sarah, when she was 18. So anyway, that's our side of the story about Sarah. Den and Deb then, right after that, bought her a plane ticket to go see a soldier boyfriend in Texas, and then paid for her move to Louisiana, New Orleans or something, and then paid her way back to Alaska, and we don't know what she did for years. In 2009, when we decided to move down here, I moved first. Dupas stayed to finish up working before he retired. And our friends Deb Cornell and Chris Cornell had invited Sarah over on Dupas last night in Alaska to say goodbye, and she refused. Dupa talked to Chris Cornell the other day and cannot wait for Denny to call them, or until they run into each other in Fairbanks. So have fun with that, Den. And then we got married, and I told you that Deb cried all through our wedding. I was called by the Alaska State Troopers the day Ricky got shot and said, ma'am, Ricky was shot. Somebody was shot. We think it's Ricky Achman, and we need you to go to your sister-in-law's house. And I go, we're not married yet. And he goes, but you're living with the son, with her brother-in-law. And I said, yes. And she said, would you call, the trooper said, would you call him and ask him to go tell Denny at work? And he did. And then he went, and when the body needed to be ID'd, he went with them, and I stayed and helped Deb do everything. Diane Boughton, there was a lot of us there, and I did everything I possibly could to help her through this. And immediately following that, she told Diane Boughton that I ruined everything, that Dupa and I didn't help at all, and that in an email I got from Diane the other day, she said that she hasn't had any respect for Dupa or I since that day. Okie dokie, Smokey. Okay, it's getting cold, so I'm going in the car. Anyway, fast forward to Matt and Buzz. My son Matt was with a gal, Chelsea, for, forever, 4 or 5 years. Buzz and Matt were roommates, and Matt was in boot camp, and Chelsea would come over and go to parties, because that's what Buzz and Matt had, was a party house. And Buzz, I understand that Chelsea might have came on to you, but come on, it was your cousin, for God's sakes. Or at least in my world, I have cousins that are foster kids. I have cousins that are adopted. I have cousins. But in my world, everybody's a cousin. My grandma taught me everybody might not be blood, but they're all family. Anyway, that caused, how many years, Buzz? Matt, answer this one. How many years? 2 years of hell of you two beating the shit out of each other? Going to court. My son Matt now has a felony since then, because the judge thinks that Corrine Achman, otherwise known as Buzz, was a female named Karen Achman. So he has a domestic assault against a female, which is a felony. And he can never clear that until Buzz writes a letter saying, I'm not a female, I am a male. But that'll never happen because those Achmans, they don't roll that way. Anyway, you know, and this is what got Dupa and I, since we've been here. Tay told Lori, and Lori told us, and, you know, Lori, you might get upset with that because I said it, but oh well. Everybody assumed we knew. When we were worried about Amanda a few weeks ago, we had to call the police and do a welfare check because we honestly did not know where she was or if she was okay. We had texted, we had called from every phone number and everything. We did a welfare check. And she told the police officer, this is what the police officer told us, that she hated us, never wanted to speak to us again, has all of our numbers blocked, and never wants to talk to her dad again. Well, come to find out, Sarah Achman, her sister, her half-sister, came to West Plains. And so, you know,